So in this video, I want to talk about 6 reasons why dating apps do not reflect real-life chemistry. There's a reason why people are getting burned out on these dating apps. Not just because they're exhausting or because matching with someone doesn't guarantee that they will even message you back at all. Though, let's be honest, both of them are really frustrating in itself. But it's because they don't actually capture what makes attraction real. This is the problem with these dating apps. Think about the people in your life you've been the most drawn to. Did you choose them based on a handful of photos and like 3 sentence like bios? Did you swipe right because of an algorithm told you like, hey, there's a 92% of compatibility between the two of you? Or was there something unspoken that happened? A feeling, a moment, a shift in energy you couldn't quite put into words, but you felt it. That's chemistry. That's exactly what dating apps fail to capture. Today, I really want to dive deeper. What are the reasons why dating apps do not reflect these real life attractions? Why you've been struggling to find real connection because you're looking at the wrong places. So, here is why dating apps don't reflect real life chemistry. Reason number 1: attraction isn't just visual, it's energetic. There's something mystical about this. And dating apps reduce that attraction to a single moment, a photo, a split-second decision, yes or no, swipe left or right. But real attraction, it's never just about looks. You've met people before that are objectively attractive, but then at the same time, you don't feel any type of gravitation towards them. And that's because they might not fit into your ideal type or what really resonates with you. Their energy, their presence, and the way how they carry themselves, it might feel magnetic or it might not. And that's because real chemistry isn't about symmetry or like perfect angles and looks. It's about the way how someone moves, speaks, and expresses themselves. That makes you feel more magnetic to them. Their energy, their quiet confidence, their playfulness, the way how they light up when, there's something that they really love. This unspoken pull is what really gets you like, wow, that makes you lean in. No dating profile can capture that. So when people get frustrated that their matches feel flat in person, it's not that attraction is broken. It's that apps only give you maybe 10% of the real story of the magic, which is the 90% of like anything that you can't see in a photo or in a bio.
Ladies, stop chasing men. Even when he pulls back or loses interest, or you feel like he's slipping away from you, what you do in that moment can make all the difference between him feeling like you just like all the other women he's ever met, or it can make him feel like you're so unique and special and exactly the type of woman he wants something real with, causing him to chase you, to invest in you, and prove to you that he is the right man for you. You know, there's this 12-word text message that you can send to a man that gets his attention almost immediately and makes him realize that it was a mistake to pull away from you in the first place. If you want to find out what that 12-word text message is, then I highly, highly recommend you check out this brand new video that I created for you. I linked it in the description below. Just click the link, and now let's go back to the video.
Reason number 2: the brain doesn't fall in love with text messages and photos. It falls in love with presence. We're living in an era where people form entire connections over text before ever meeting. And while texting can be fun and exciting and even a little addictive, it's not the foundation for real chemistry. Because here's what happens when you build a connection only through messages. You fill in the gaps with a lot of fantasy. You start imagining their voice, their mannerisms, their personality, and reality rarely really matches that imagination that you created. You created an emotional bond without physical reinforcement. So when you finally meet, there's no real world chemistry to sustain it. You mistake texting compatibility for real life attraction, when in reality, they're two totally different things. The brain doesn't fall in love with words on the screen, it falls in love with the warmth in someone's voice, the way they present themselves, or the presence that makes you feel a certain way, the actual experience of being around them, that energy. So if you ever had a situation where texting was amazing, but the first date really felt a little bit off, that's why, because chemistry isn't done through a phone, it's done through face to face. Reason number 3: dating apps create a false sense of options. One of the biggest reasons dating apps feel so disconnected from reality is they create this illusion that we have infinite amount of choices. Swipe after swipe, there's always someone new. someone, potentially better, someone you might miss out on if you settle too soon. And this creates two major problems, I find. The first one is people don't invest deeply in connections because why commit when there's always more options? And then people also get stuck in an endless cycle of comparison. Instead of actually appreciating the uniqueness and the unique qualities of this person in front of them, they start thinking, but what if I match with someone even better tomorrow? Real life isn't about a shopping cart. Most of the strongest relationships aren't built on finding the absolute best match. They're built on deep connection, shared experiences, and growing together over time, really getting to know each other. And when you're constantly stuck in the swiping mentality, you miss out on the depths that really makes love so much more real. Reason number 4, the perfect profile doesn't mean they're the right one for you. We've all done it. You match with someone whose profile looked absolutely amazing and flawless. They check every box, attractive, successful, funny, charming, but then you meet and it's a complete dud, because compatibility on paper doesn't mean compatibility in reality. Someone can have the right job, the right hobbies, the right backgrounds, and still they might not be your person. You can have everything, really everything in common with someone and still feel nothing when you're with them. You can match with someone who looks perfect on paper, and then you realize there's no emotional spark at all, or no intimate sexual chemistry at all, because real chemistry isn't about matching criteria, it's about matching energy. And no algorithm in the world can predict who will actually make your heart race. Definitely not the algorithms of dating apps. Reason number 5, the best relationships don't start with a swipe, they start with a feeling. Think about the best connections you've ever had. Were they planned? Did they happen because of a perfectly curated dating profile? Or did they happen more unexpectedly? When you least expected it, actually. In a moment that couldn't be replicated. The most powerful relationships don't start because two people line up their, stats perfectly. They start because two people felt something real. And that's the biggest flaw in dating apps these days. They remove the magic of organic connection. They take away the unpredictability of meeting someone in the real world. They take away the natural moments of eye contact, body language, and this unspoken chemistry. And they also take away the feeling of knowing without an algorithm needing to tell you. Because love, it's not a formula in itself, it's a force, it's an energy. And the strongest relationships aren't based on a swipe, they're based on that spark, that exchange of energy. Okay, point number 6, real life chemistry takes time. Dating apps push this instant gratification though. So here's also something no one really talks about. Instant attraction isn't always real attraction. Dating apps are built on quick decisions, swipe left, swipe right, instant match, instant conversation. But real connection, it doesn't happen instantly. Sometimes chemistry takes time to develop. The people who don't understand outright away might actually be the ones who surprise you the most. Sometimes what feels like chemistry is just dopamine and novelty. It's exciting in the moment, but it fades away quite quickly. Sometimes the best relationships aren't about instant sparks, they're about this slow burning, undeniable connection that deepens over time. But dating apps aren't built for that. They're built to keep you swiping, they're built to keep you chasing for the next match, and to have you come back. And love really doesn't work on an algorithm's timeline. It unfolds in its own magical way, in its own timeline, and with its own spark. So dating apps aren't necessarily bad, but they don't reflect real life chemistry. And it's important to know that, because real attraction, it's not about photos, profiles, and like a few text exchanges. It's about presence, it's about energy, it's about timing, and this unexplainable pull between two people. So if you ever felt like dating apps are leaving you empty, maybe it's because the kind of love you're really looking for doesn't exist in these apps. Maybe it exists in the real world. When's the last time you looked there? So I think it's really important to sometimes also really step out of this orchestrated algorithm and let life be the magic and the algorithm for you. And I think that's really where the real magic happens. And this is how you can find the type of man you really want to be with.